So before we go today, we're going to try and make a little train of our own. How does that sound? So I'm going to show you how to make a train out of something you probably have at your house, an egg carton. So what you're going to need to do with your egg carton is you'll cut off the top so you just have the bottom, and then we're going to cut this bottom piece. If you have that little flap on the side like I do, just cut that off too. We're going to cut this into 2 long strips. And I like to share my method for doing this because when I had never cut an egg carton before, I honestly had no idea what the easiest way to do it was. So I like to cut off these little mountain tops first. Cut across one at a time. That just makes it easier to handle everything else. Yeah. We have a bunch of little egg carton hats if you want to do something with those later. So then you have this, and then you can more easily cut it apart with your scissors. And once you get your 2 strips, you can set one of those halves aside because we're only going to need one, or you can make a second train with the second half later. It's up to you. So we'll set that one half aside. And cutting egg cartons, as you may know, can get a little bit messy, so it's helpful to do it over a surface that you can sweep off of later. So now I have a question. Is a train just one big machine, or is it a bunch of little pieces connected together? Do you remember when we talked about that in the book? The switchmen, I think they were called, who connected the cars together. Let's see if we can find that page. Yeah, the switchmen. They've got kind of a dangerous job. Their job is to connect all the different train cars to the engine. So a train is made up of a bunch of different cars that you can switch out with each other. And that way they can take the cars and they can put them in different places and unload them separately. And some of those cars are for people and some of those cars are for stuff. So I think we're going to make different little train cars with our egg carton here. So I'm going to cut apart my egg carton so that I have 6 different little train cars. So go ahead and cut your egg carton apart. And once you have all 6 of these, you're actually going to set one of these aside because it's not going to be a train car. It's going to be something else. So you can set one aside. And the rest of them, we're going to put a hole on either side. So if you're like me and you have an egg carton like this, the sides of the egg carton might not come all the way down, so when you're putting your holes in, you just want to try and pick ones where it comes all the way down to the ground when it sits like this. And you want the holes to be right across from each other and kind of near the bottom. If you don't have a hole punch at home, you can just use a sharp pencil or something to put holes in instead. But yeah, so each one is, you're going to want a hole so that you could stick a line or a pencil right through those holes. So you'll hole punch 5 of your egg cartons, and this is going to be a grown-up job. And then once you've got them all hole punched, it's time to decorate your train cars. So you can paint these or color these whatever colors you like. Trains in real life often are lots of different colors, and there's different reasons for that. Sometimes they used cars to tell the people who worked on the train what went in what car. So one color might be for people, and another color might be for oil, and another color might be for boxes. And usually the back of the train, does anyone know what the back of the train, the last car of the train, is called? It's called a caboose, and traditionally the caboose has been a red car. So you might want to paint one red to be your caboose. And I'll tell you that extra one that you put aside, that one's going to be the top of your train engine. So you might want to paint it the same color as the first car. So once you've painted or colored your pieces and they've had time to dry, then we're going to build our train. So I'm going to line these up, and I'm going to make sure the holes that we cut earlier touch each other. So there's my train. Now, what's wrong with this train? What do we still need to do? If this train started and this engine started up, it would drive away and all those cars would be left behind. So we need a way to connect these cars together. So we're going to use a pipe cleaner for this. Now, if you don't have a pipe cleaner at your home, a stiff piece of yarn or really anything that has some flexibility, that's a string, will work. And this is going to be a good fine motor threading activity for your little ones. They can take this pipe cleaner and push it through the holes in the egg carton one at a time. They're going to lace those egg carton pieces onto this. And at the back, if you want to help them out, you can sort of make this into just a kind of a ball so that it can't go back through once they've got the first one on. So we'll lace each piece of the egg carton onto our pipe cleaner or string. If you are using a string at home, a good trick to help make it easier to lace is to take a piece of duct tape and wrap it around the end to make it stiffer, and that can make it easier for little hands to push through the holes. So that might be something that you want to do. And you can put these in any order that you like, but again, if you painted one red, which I painted one red and I didn't put it on the end, did I? Let's put it on the end. That can be my caboose. Just gonna wrap that around. All right. And then remember I asked you to set one aside. That wasn't gonna be the train car. We're gonna put it on top of our very first car here to make it look just like the train engine with the stack for the steam to come out. So we'll flip it upside down, and you can take a glue stick or even a piece of tape and just glue it on top like that. And then you'll have your train. And then, if you want to have a little bit of extra fun with your train, you can draw some train tracks for your train to go on. So train tracks is another good, if your child's not ready to write yet, a good exercise to practice using a pencil and making shapes with it. So the grown-up or the caregiver can draw two thick, big lines on a piece of paper, and your little one can practice drawing one line from the top to the bottom. And they can draw some train tracks. And now, I've got a nice set of train tracks for my train to drive on. Can I get one more train whistle? Woo woo! All right, happy train making. Before you go today, I do have a special announcement for everybody. First of all, our summer reading registration is still ongoing, so if you haven't had a chance to sign up for that yet, come on down to the library, or you can visit our website, salmonlibrary.org, and sign up online. But also, we are excited to announce that we are going to be starting up with in-person story time again. Yay! It's going to be a little bit different. We're going to be hosting the story time outdoors across the street at Veterans Memorial Park. So this is the park right over here next to the bear statue. We'll be there unless the weather is terrible. If it's like it is this morning, we will meet in the large meeting room instead. We are asking that our families who are interested in participating help us out by helping us maintain physical distancing between members of different households. So that means putting 6 feet of distance between you and your family and other families, as well as our reader. So to sort of make that easier, we're encouraging people to bring a blanket or a towel from home that you can sit on, and that can kind of be your little island. And we will do activities that work accordingly with that arrangement. So we're looking forward to seeing anyone who wants to come next Wednesday, the 24th. It'll be the same time, 10 a.m., and again, we'll meet in the park unless the weather is bad. You can count on us being here in the large meeting room at the library. Story time on Saturdays will continue to be virtual, so if you're not ready to attend an in-person event, or if you're really enjoying the being able to tune in whenever you want, we'll still be offering our virtual story time on Saturdays at 11. All right, and on that note, we'll see you on Saturday at 11. Thanks so much for tuning in, and maybe we'll see you in person next Wednesday. Have a great day.